The 8 families that lived in this building are all sleeping safe and sound tonight in other units across the complex. And let me show you something. Just moments before we were setting up for this live shot, this man came and delivered this large dumpster. Take a look at all of this debris that came off of this roof. That is just an incredible amount of wood. You see nails, you see shingles, because when this wind hit yesterday, it actually exposed large portions of the roof, causing that rainwater to seep through the walls. Go ahead and take a look at this white Honda still inside of this home. Now, this just happened. Now, with me, I have Shane Gallagher. You live right next door to this home. Tell me what happened. If you do live in this area, it's no longer a danger per se, but definitely a word for the wise is keep your windows and doors shut to keep all that smoke out of your home. Blowing right off of the trees and then strewn across this parking lot in that windstorm. We are under a tornado warning, and as you know, probably about 45 minutes ago, a tornado did touch down. We are here at OHS where students collected, get ready guys, 71 bags of trash. Congratulations, you guys are the winners. The saying goes, when it rains, it pours. And that was exactly the case at this home yesterday. Right here is where a full-size tree used to stand. That is until last night's powerful winds actually blew it over right onto these 2 cars. Golf ball sized hail that actually cracked his windshield. Now, Roy, tell me, you're from Odessa. Why are you heading south right now? Surprisingly, though, it's not the construction workers who are in as much danger as it is the motorists. He was arrested from school. Now, of course, the investigation is still ongoing, but police are currently speaking with staff and students to get those witness statements. Get this, over 100,000 tires that have been dumped in a pit over the years is burning right now, and fire crews say it could take days to go out. Even wearing 2 jackets and a scarf really is not enough. The only thing I'm missing are earmuffs and gloves. Have you more prepared when you find yourself in a smoky situation like this? Some organizations right here in the Permian Basin are making it as easy as putting pen to paper. Fortunately, 2 other children who lived in this home were not home at the time of the fire. We found Sanjan CEO Clint Fletcher at his home in Odessa. There's allegations that Sanjan has sent people some hot checks. We just wanted to come here and get your side. We're running a story tonight at 10. Lori wasn't surprised, but rather relieved, knowing her daughter's case is one step closer to justice. Up until recently, it was months of painful uncertainty as to where Zuzu was. And since his arrest, even more uncertainty, that is, until today.
I know she would be hurting for us that we're hurting so bad.
Unlike her friends and relatives, we never got the opportunity to meet Zuzu Burke. Like many of our viewers, we first heard of her last fall, a bright, smiling young woman with aspirations and a full life ahead of her. But October 12th was the last time the 22-year-old Sul Ross State University student was seen or heard from. Instinctively, her mother, Lori, knew something was wrong.
I knew something bad happened that night.
That weekend, multiple search crews were already on the lookout for Zuzu.
It was just a matter of, I don't care what condition she's in, I just want to know where she is.
But it wouldn't be until nearly 4 months later, February 3rd, her body was found in a shallow grave a couple miles outside of Alpine.
Well, they actually came to my door, and I was so relieved. Really and truly, that's all you want when you have a person missing, especially your own child. You just want to know where they are.
Then the very next day, February 4th, Burke's former boyfriend, Robert Fabian, was charged and arrested on a warrant for tampering with or fabricating physical evidence by concealing a human corpse.
I don't understand the thinking, can't even begin to comprehend it, but at least now the jury has decided that he's the one responsible.
His bond was initially set for $500,000.
I would ask him just to tell me what happened that night. I really would, so I could know what the truth is.
Friday, March 10th, Fabian's bond reduced to $175,000. If he bonds out, he would have to report to adult probation and buy his own ankle monitor to wear until trial. But for Lori, the road to justice has only just begun.
We're talking about my daughter's life that was taken. If this is the man responsible, I'm going to be there to watch every single minute of it.
And that brings us to today. Fabian would have to pay nearly $93,000, 10% of his $925,000 bond, in order to get out of jail. If he were to do so, he would only live between El Paso and Brewster counties. He must report to the Brewster County Probation Office every other Friday and wear a GPS monitor. We're here at the Chisos Mountains, and you can see the campgrounds are currently closed to make way for fire crews to get out the fire that's burning what's known as Crown Mountain. That's actually located inside the Chisos Mountains. Park rangers tell me about 750 acres are up in flames. Helicopters, hotshot fire crews, and firefighters from across the border all teaming up to get the wildfire under control. Campers from all over travel far to visit this West Texas gem, but today a smoky haze clouded their view. Park ranger and spokesperson Jeanette Gerardo says rangers fear the fire will run up the mountain and damage its delicate ecosystem. All in all, about 150 crews, including Los Diablos firefighters from Boquillas, Mexico, hotshots, and park rangers themselves jumped into action.
A Helitack crew to help us with the fire efforts too, either by getting a good visual from the air to help us map out and see what the fire is doing, or to directly be working on suppressing that fire by doing water drops.
All roads leading to the popular and most hiked Chisos Mountains are blocked off until the flames subside. As for the park,
there are no immediate threats to structures or to park visitors at this time. And for visitor safety, we have closed down the roads that go to the immediate area of the fire, so that Glen Springs complex, including the Glen Springs Road, Pine Canyon Road, and Juniper Canyon roads, are temporarily shut down.
Though it may be an inconvenience now, Gerardo says fires can be good.
So fire can actually be very good for an ecosystem. So this is very good for, of course, seed-eating birds, small mammals, and other grazing animals. We've also noticed we've seen a lot more, say, coyote and badger sightings in that area too.
Gerardo says fires like these aren't all that common. They only happen about once or twice a year. But you'll recall a power line fire back in February of 2016 that wiped out 2,000 acres. Well, just 8 months later, all that vegetation grew back. In the Big Bend, Stephanie Bennett, CBS 7 News.